And we're live. One, two, three. Check, check.
Check, check. Hey, everybody. It's Lori Morgan Ferrero. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing glasses, it's because we're using my iPad, which is smaller than my regular monitor. And so I need to be able to read what's going on. But we're here. We're about to start Words That Attract Cash again. We're on day 7 out of 10. I'm so excited for the response we've been getting. We've been getting thousands of views, comments from a lot of people who are behind the scenes who are like, yeah, high five, who are, talking to me. A lot of like big names even that I told you already I name drop too much, so I'm not going to tell you who they are, but I have gotten some private like high five messages about how this is going. And what's even more important is I've gotten some really great feedback personally from people who are in this program who've been getting addicted to it, like me. I love doing this. It literally does become a bit of an obsession. So people are writing to me and telling me things like I was emailing with Sally in Scotland about the Douglas clan that I'm a member of, and that it has sort of a dark history. Oops. But she also said, because we've talked about my love of elephants, that if size really matters, the elephant would be king of the jungle. So I thought that was cute.
I think this is something that guys would love to hear.
Right?
It's like the new motto.
Exactly. Exactly. And so we've been talking about the 5 factors basically of how to authentically keep somebody in your community and not have to continue to go out and find new customers, find new clients, and to actually have a relationship that you care about with your customer. Now, that's not for everybody. Some people just want the money, and you're not my target market, so go away. I am about actually connecting and caring about who your target market is and who your target is. Like we talked about yesterday, you can see the replays at wordsthatattractcash.com. In fact, we're going to hop over there soon. Wordsthatattractcash.com is where we're going to have more comments, and of course, join us here too. But that's where the fun stuff really happens. That's where you get prizes, and you get to hear about special things that you don't necessarily hear about here.
Well, actually, there's a little bit more than that. So when you're in Words That Attract Cash, so hi, Kara, hi, Lo. When you're on our site, you can actually join us in the Hangout and talk to Lori face to face. And when that happens, amazing things happen. So yesterday, Cheryl got her target. She kind of got to work with Lori one-on-one and zoom in on who her target was. And Gabby from Israel got to change the name of her product. So Gabby, you're here and welcome. And I would love to hear what you think about that. How are you applying it for your business, and how is that working? So, and Gabby's asking Lori, how long are we going to leave the replays up?
Oh, well, that's a good question. I don't know.
Well, we have a little bit of a discussion happening about those, Gabby, and we're probably going to turn them into a funnel, Lori?
Like an evergreen app. Yes, actually, that's probably true. You'll have access certainly for the next few weeks, and then after that, we will we'll let you know. We'll let everybody know what the plan is, what to do with them. But I know that some people have binge watched, and I think I don't remember who was that. Who binge watched?
Oh, Sally.
I can't remember.
Sally did.
Sally, yes.
Sally did.
Yes, but and also Sharon did. Other people have done it as well. I mean, that's what's really cool about today is that you can sit down and just binge watch stuff on Netflix, or you can actually learn stuff for your business and binge watch Words That Attract Cash, right?
Yeah. So let's talk about something that you and I kind of like ranted about yesterday.
Okay.
Started with my rant, right? Started with my rant that we have you here. And thank you so much for spending your time with us, because that is really more valuable than money sometimes, right? Because money you can make again, but time, it's finite. And you're spending that time with us. And what got to me a little bit is that, you know, we're spending all this time together, but I want to see you taking action, because just talking about this information without you actually putting it to practice is not going to move you one iota into succeeding. And so yesterday we were just sharing tips of like, okay, I love that Cheryl came in and said, okay, let's work on my target. And I love that Gabby came in and said, okay, that's my title. And this is how, you know, what do you guys think? Because that way you can take something tangible, right, and apply it to your business. And in a week or by the end of the month or next month, it's a completely different business and lifestyle. And that's why we're doing this here, for you to not just get the information, because like we said, it's already online, but to actually get tangible actions that you can put to practice and transform your business.
With
And
live
Lori,
people. We're here for like, actually, right? Live bodies who have actually done this and that you can brainstorm with. So
yeah, and
that part
coaching,
is really
right?
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you, Lori, said that something changed for you in those 8 days as you talk to the audience. So you see how awesome it is. It's kind of like she's helping you and you're helping her. So what changed for you, Lori? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, wow, you're totally putting me on the spot here, you thought.
I know.
So it's okay, though. It's okay. So what changed for me is that as we've been sharing information back and forth with the people who've been on the words that attract cash.com and people who have responded, you know, outside of that, which has been wonderful. What changed for me is that I really realized that there are some of the things in my own marketing training that I don't resonate with and that I would not recommend to other people, and that I see turn off certain people. So you guys have literally upgraded my program. So I've taken like what I've learned, what the principles are of good salesmanship, and I've added my own layer of building rapport and trust and relationship. And now you guys have helped me take it to a brand new level, which is even more sincere and more face-to-face and more high touch, if you will. So you've changed my programs. So I want to thank you guys from my heart for that, for being genuine and being authentic and really showing up here and sharing your thoughts and being completely transparent and honest about how you feel about things.
So before your program, and you have a few of your clients here already, and guys, we're going to get into the trust factor, but this is super relative to trust, because there's trust is not a one-way street, right? It's a two-way street. Lori's trusting you, you trusting her, and because of that relationship, you know, things evolve like her program. And so the program used to be just videos, right, Lori? Now you're completely changing it to high touch, personal attention. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, to make it, I see other programs out there that have, you know, tons and tons of videos that you can watch. I'm sorry, I can't, thank you. I can watch those on YouTube anytime I like. I don't have to pay you a bunch of money for that. I want to talk to somebody. And that's what I realize is missing in a lot of the programs that are out there, a lot of the products and stuff. That's what they are. They're products. They're off the shelf box products. What I want to offer, and this is honestly in my heart, I want to offer one-to-one change, transformation.
Well, it's basically really what happened yesterday with Gabby, right? Like, what is it, 10, 15 minutes? And you have an entirely new name and you know exactly what you need to do and you can move on. You would never get that from a video of go like, okay, go think about your target, or go think about that kind of stuff. You need that personal attention, that human element, I call it. So right? The human element, and we've been missing that. So I love that you guys are getting so much out of that. And we're going to get to Lori's program in a few minutes, right after we finish the trust factor, because there's something really awesome that you can get today with that program. So I'm going to keep you waiting a little bit. Let's go into the trust factor, and then jump in and let you guys know how you can continue this adventure with us.
Wonderful. So I have to tell you, it's not that I'm lazy, but the worksheets that are on day 7 are very similar. Okay, exactly the same as the ones from yesterday. And the reason is because the 5 factors they interlace, they overlay around each other. That you can't really separate them out. And so when we talk about what the 5 factors of marketing are, which let's rewind a little and come back to the risque bit. When I talk about the 5 factors of marketing, I relate it to 5 factors of seduction, if you will. So we have the flirt factor when you're meeting somebody that you want to date, and that, maybe you want to take it a little further. So in marketing, that means research. That means you need to find out who that person is, what kind of person. Well, you have to know in your mind, of course, what kind of person it is that you want to connect with, right? Think of a Match.com profile or an online dating profile. It's the same in marketing. You need to know who you want to connect with. And that's what we discussed yesterday. You can watch that replay. And that's called the flirt factor. Then after you've figured it out, the next step is the trust factor. Because let me tell you something, your relationship is going nowhere if you don't trust each other, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nowhere.
And when trust is broken, right, there's almost no way of bringing it back.
That's very true. Although there are ways, and I'll get into that when we get to the after factor. But
okay, exciting.
It's something to look forward to. But it's not easy. It's a huge betrayal when the trust is broken, and it's very easy to do in marketing. And I see it done all the time. I see people being so cavalier with emails, and people are actually behind those emails. You know what I mean? This isn't, they're real people. It's just like businesses are real. They're made of people. And at the end of the day, you have to come back to the human connection. And
so this is really what we talked about with the email title. What was that? Did I do something wrong, or what's wrong with you?
Oh, frankly, I'm confused.
Yep, yes, that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. That's a trust breaker, right?
Yes. Exactly. Are my glasses glary?
Yeah, a little bit. That's okay.
Okay. So at any rate, so back to the seduction model versus the marketing model. I mean, the truth is, if you're marketing to somebody, or you're wanting to have sex with them or have a relationship with them, you usually don't walk up to them and go, let's go to bed. Or although, some marketers do, and I guess it's a numbers game. Some people do. It's a numbers game, but it's pretty, you're going to get a lot of rejection. So you need to build the trust.
Right. Like we said, you want to get out of the acquisition model and into the retention model. So, right out of the dating scene and into the commitment scene.
Exactly right. And then we'll move on to that. Tomorrow we'll talk about the close factor, which is how to actually seal the deal and how to make the sale and ways that you can do that. And then what happens afterwards, what you need to do to make sure that you continue to keep that person in your life. And then the rave factor is the final one. And that's all about getting other people to talk about you and to sell for you and to be like your little marketing army, because they love you, not because they have to, but because you've actually really served them. And it's a cycle that just continues to go on. And it's the same if you're in a relationship. It's the same if you're in marketing. There's very little difference. And it's also because it comes down to human nature.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would be very curious to know, guys, what is it that make you trust the marketer? So when you're getting an email, I mean, there's nothing like Simon Sinek says it. We haven't developed anything yet, like the human gut feeling of like, there's something fishy here. So what is it in emails, or when you reading messages, reading opt-in pages or emails or ads, all that stuff, what's in it for you guys that make you go like, oh, I trust that person, let me give them my email address?
Or what turns you off?
Yeah, what turns you off?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that will turn you off, and that's just as important as what draws you in, because you want to avoid those kinds of things as well. So the kinds of things with trust, like when let's go back to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which we discussed yesterday. And actually, can you share your screen? You're fine.
Yes, I'm about to do that. Yes.
Yay.
There we go.
Thank you. I love having you as my co-pilot.
Yeah.
And this is why I need my glasses, because I can't see anything.
So I'm going to make it bigger. There you go.
Thank you, darling. So reviewing the hierarchy of needs, from the bottom of the pyramid to the top of the pyramid, the bottom are the things that you have to survive. That's physiological. You have to have air, you have to have water, you have to have shelter. And if you have those things taken care of, then you can move on to other things. And that's where we start building more of the human connection and the trust factor. And that's where you're looking at safety. You're looking at your financial safety, your personal safety, your business safety. Like how secure is your life? How much can you hold on to in your world and make it better? How much do you trust other people around you? And then beyond that, we'll talk more about this tomorrow, of course, is the close factor, which is more of the social aspect. And humans are incredibly social. Don't underestimate how important social is to humans. It's very important. Yeah. And then beyond that, we'll go into the after factor, which is actually very similar to the trust factor, you're going to find out, because a lot of things that you would do to build up trust, you would do after you've had a significant interaction, a sale or whoopee, whatever it is. You could want to continue with that trust, and so you don't want to just drop it off, right? That's where a lot of people make a lot of mistakes. So we'll talk about that in 2 days. And then finally, the rave factor, which is just when everything is going your way and you can just spread the word and tell everybody all about how wonderful things are. So today we're talking about the second bit of that pyramid, which is super, super important. Once you have all of your regular physiological needs met, now you need to feel safe. You need to feel secure. You need to trust that whoever it is that you're bringing into your life or you're spending money with, that they're going to deliver, they're going to meet your expectations. It's very important.
So why don't you, we have some participation from our lovely audience. So Sally, how about unmute? You said, we asked you what makes you trust someone and not trust them. So Sally, want to jump in? We're getting there.
She is calling from Scotland, so I mean, I won't even try to do my Scottish accent. It's quite embarrassing. But there is, this is what's so wonderful. I just have to say, while we're waiting for Sally, is that we have people calling in from Israel, from Scotland, from the UK, from Australia, from Zimbabwe, all over America and Canada.
The US.
Right?
Yeah. Sally, do you know how to unmute? Because we talked about that the other way. So while we're waiting for you to unmute, Paula Ritchie says, I appreciate humility and honesty and just straight facts about who does and who doesn't need the thing advertised. Like if someone says, if you have to go into debt to buy this, don't buy it. So that type of honesty. What do you think?
I agree with that 100%. I don't like that, well, wait, but you have a credit card, don't you?
Right.
No, that's not in integrity as far as I'm concerned. It looks like Sally might be here. Is Sally here?
Yeah, but I can't hear you, Sally. Try to speak. There we go.
Hello?
Hey, okay, go ahead.
Hey, hiya.
Hey.
Hiya. All the way from Bonnie, Scotland. What makes me trust someone? Usually if they have like similar interests to me, or I like when people share like personal stories, so I feel like I can get to know them a bit better.
I love that you said that. It's about stories. That I think that's very true, that when you're relatable, I think that brings a lot of trust.
Yep, and I think also if they seem to have like similar interests, like TV shows, or if they were at the movies and saw a movie that I went and seen, then I feel like I connect a bit better with them.
But yeah, I think, you know what, you nailed it, Sally. Actually, you really did, because it's about rapport and understanding what the other person is about, and relating to them. Like I talk about the shows that I like, that nobody here is watching American Gods. It's over now. I totally geek out about it when I talk to somebody who knows about it. Or Breaking Bad, that was another one I was a total dork about. So I completely understand and relate to that. And this reminds me of something that actually Bonnie emailed me. She said that her son had come back to her, and I know she's not on the call, but she'll hear this later. That
she's here.
Oh, I don't know if it's, well,
yeah,
wonderful.
Bonnie,
I don't know if it's the same Bonnie. There's a couple of Bonnies. But at any rate, she said her son had come back from college, and he said, Mom, I discovered the secret to success. And she goes, oh, that's great. What is it? And he says, it's sincerity. As soon as you can fake that, you'll be successful anywhere. But you can't.
No.
You really can't. And people, they sense that.
Yeah. So Sally, you said something else. You said in the comments, you said transparency. So do you want to talk about like what type of transparency?
It's just when they were showing the airplane adverts the other day, and you had said about being transparent and not really hiding anything from people. Because I think you were discussing the other day when people try and sell you a product and tell you it's going to be so easy, and like Laurie was saying, you put a book under your pillow and wake up and then bam, you get it. And too many times I think you buy a product and then you get inside and there's like 80 videos and all these different steps you have to take. And I think that breaks the trust, because you feel you've been tricked into buying it.
Right. Yeah, I have to agree. I think you said that really well. I feel like that a lot of times, and I've fallen victim to this myself. I get so excited about things, especially like at events or live things, or I hear from my friends that, oh, this is so wonderful. And then I go to the website or whatever it is, but I find out, like you're saying, it's not, it's just something off the shelf that's just going to sit on my shelf that I'm not going to use. And you feel like you've been tricked.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that just destroys the trust straight away.
Agreed. I totally agree. And so, yeah, we're definitely, as Yafat was saying, we're much more about, at least this, what I'm about. And I think most of the people who follow me are about customer retention, about communities, about caring about people.
Yeah.
So Gabby says, I love it when they don't try to sell. So I think that kind of falls into like, we all have to buy, but we don't like to be sold. So Gabby, how do you, when you pick something that you want to buy, or when you go and you sell your writing a book in 4 steps, then how do you go about doing that and developing trust? if people don't try to sell to you. So you know what I mean? It's like, okay, if they're not really trying to sell, then how are you ending up buying? I think I get what you're saying, where they're not pushy of like, hey, put it on your credit card and put all that stuff. But there has to be some kind of an exchange, I think, to buy. What do you think, Lori?
Some kind of exchange. Yeah, I think it does go back to what Sally mentioned about building rapport, stories, connection, and actually being genuine. You can really tell when you're reading something, and I apologize, I do go back to reading a lot because we do communicate a lot with words. Well, of course with words, but I mean with the written word. And as I'm a copywriter, I tend to go back to that as an example. It doesn't mean that that's the only way that we do communicate, but nevertheless, I feel like we are, when you are, if you listen to the other replays and you think about how you're actually talking to your target, for example, if someone's literally in the living room with you, like I'm right now, I'm in a different location, if you haven't noticed. Well, I'm in my own living room and the lighting's better, it's more open. And
speaking of which, actually, let me get my little Facebook comments here, because we have because we have really great comments from someone talking about your look today. So let's see.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So see, Andrea here says that you look Hemingway in this video.
I'm not sure what that means, but it's got to be good, right?
Got to be good.
I love it.
Okay, so trust factor. So we are still in our worksheet, and then we flirted with someone. We know exactly who we want to connect to, and then we are like, okay, now let's build trust. And trust, you said, it's transparency, authenticity, knowing that person, knowing exactly, like relating to them on the same level. And then we talked about stories, which is something that we talked about, I think, day 2, right?
Early on, stories are really, really important when it comes to not just to marketing, but to rapport. We've been telling stories since we were, could talk, even probably before that, about what's been going on, as cave people in front of the fire. There's been hieroglyphics on the caves, and all sorts of scholars have written things down. So stories are very important. That's how we pass things along. That's how we raise our children and teach them things. That's how we discuss things with other people. So stories are very, very important. And I want to talk about some specific things that you could do in your marketing that might help build trust too, if that's okay.
Please
and
do.
I want to hear what we've already asked, but if you have any other ideas of what builds trust. And I'm going to throw some of my stuff out, and maybe that'll stimulate your brains too. So some of the things for me that builds trust are having a promotion.
Okay, Lori, I know what you're doing. You're reading comments. Stop reading comments.
Okay. Busted.
Busted live on live TV. Lori's busted reading Facebook comments. Stop it. They're all here. Right there. Don't worry about it.
I'll read them later. I'm so sorry. I have to read them later.
Okay, so what do we do to build trust?
So to build trust, first of all, building rapport is probably the deepest thing that you can do to build trust. And in a marketing format, what you would do to build trust would be to make your company more appealing, make your business more appealing by possibly offering discounts or promotions for a special group of people, not just, for everybody, but because you shop at Petco or whatever it is, that you specially get a discount. So something like that helps. Also, one of the things that really helps build trust is including something free, like for a friend. Like women are especially good at this, but so it's like if because we feel guilty sometimes about spending money on ourselves. So that's why you'll see a lot of at the makeup counters, they'll say, oh, here, you know, buy this lipstick and get this thing for free. And you can give it to your friend, but no, we don't. But they can do that also with massage. Buy a massage and, you know, give one to your friend for free or for half price, or a manicure or pedicure, things like that. So things that are generous, things that you would actually do to people that you like. You know what I mean? Those are the kinds of things that translate into marketing gold.
Yeah, I like what Cheryl said here in the comments, serve before you sell.
Beautiful. Bam. Cheryl, that is the comment of the day. That's exactly right. Serve before you sell. I love it. Thank you. That's exactly what building the trust is all about. That boils it down to a nutshell, is be willing to give of yourself, of your company, feel open enough and transparent enough that you know it will come back. And you know that every person isn't like that. Like I said, every person's not my
target audience.
My target.
So Gabby says, when we're asking about how do you sell without selling, she says, I speak about what I do and with the story of how I wrote my book, and they are just attracted to work with me. So there you go. Like we all, it's kind of like the grass is greener on the other side, right? When people are really loving what they're doing and they're sharing it and they're like totally like generous and not hiding anything, it's like, oh, I want that too. I want that too.
That's exactly right. I don't know if you saw my Facebook post of that it had a fence and it had two sides of grass.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Did you see? So on one side the grass was kind of not so good, and the other
yeah,
side
let me find it for a second.
Yeah. It said,
here it is. Hold on. It's really cool.
Oh, you're gonna show it? Good. It swears. Oh dear.
The grass is always greener on the other side because it is fertilized with
BS. So yeah, exactly. The grass is greener where you actually put your own energy and water and love and kindness into. But at any rate, back to
so let's talk tactics. So or strategies, right? Tactic is like right. So strategy, principles. And we started talking about like benefits and features. Right?
Yes, exactly. And so these are not really tactics or strategies. I know those are. It's interesting. I'm really being very careful with my wording nowadays, because there is, as I pointed out, and as I really discovered doing this wonderful live stuff, is that there's a huge difference between strategies, tactics, and principles and rules. And so when I'm talking about features and benefits, I'm talking about principles and rules. And so when you build trust with somebody, you want to understand what benefit that they're getting that you can draw out of them. I didn't say that right.
Yeah.
But at any rate, the benefits versus the features. Let me explain what those are first, right?
Yes.
Let's back that up. So I know you guys probably know what they are, but I'm just going to give you my definition of what features and benefits are. To me, features are sort of the things, the descriptions, like this is a round thing. It's blue. It has 120 pages. It's like an adjective, whereas a benefit is much more important because it changes the way that you do things in your life. It changes other people's lives. That's the difference. A benefit is how you use that product, that service in your life that makes it better, and whereas a feature is something that describes the X, Y, and Z of what it is that you get. And I see, it looks like Cheryl is going to jump in.
Yay.
Okay.
Jump in.
Am I?
Hi,
Yeah,
good
yeah,
to
yeah.
see you again.
Good. Am I unmuted?
You're good.
Okay. So Brian Kurtz sent a Sunday email, and he quoted something in there from Cables. And I wrote it down on a sticky note, and I've got it on my desk now. And
Nice.
going to what you were talking about, benefits and features. Okay, like he was talking about, Caples was talking about a company promoting seeds.
Okay.
When in all actuality, it's the lawn you're selling. So the feature,
Right.
it's you got a bag full of grass seed. But the benefit of putting that in the ground is that you will have a beautiful green lawn. You know, the grass is greener on the other side.
Right.
Side in.
It fits.
So I mean, that is just, I mean, that has, like, we spend so much time talking about what's the end result that we need to sell our customers. What's the, you know, like, what's the desired outcome? Well, the desired outcome features benefits. There you go. Seed, lawn. It was just like, put an ice cream cone on my forehead. So
I love it. It's such a simple metaphor, and it's so true.
yeah.
And then you can take it one step deeper by saying, and what do you have when you have a beautiful lawn? Well, now you can have summer parties, and you can have
beautiful garden,
dogs and bunnies running along your lawn, yeah. Right? So you bring it more to life when you really highlight what the benefits are. Yeah. That's a really great example. Thank you.
I mean, I even wrote Brian back and said, you know, that really impacted. So something so simple, 2 words. Okay.
So simple.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a little example and actually talk about the evolutionary marketing plan? Okay, so what's the benefit? And if you don't know, the evolutionary marketing plan is Lori's. I was like, where's my drum roll? Lori's new plan, new program that has been developed based on feedback from you guys, that will allow you to continue this journey with her. So Lori, what are the benefits versus the features? What will people get at the end of it?
Ah, that's very excellent. Thank you. Wow, what a lead in.
What a lead in.
Yeah, the evolutionary marketing plan is something that's based on all of my training that I've done over time. But as I said, it literally has evolved and changed, not just based on you guys. I mean, no offense, but in a great way, it certainly has. And what it is that I've realized over time, over all the time I've been in business, that marketing, the tools change all the time, but not the strategies, the principles do remain the same. So what people will get in this program is, do you want me to, you want me to tell you the features versus the benefits? So the features, let's talk about the features. The features is 6 weeks of getting to know each other and your business. This is a very small, it's not for everybody. And I don't want just anybody either. It's a very small group of people that I'm accepting for this, because it's really high touch, and it's going to take a lot of interaction with us. It's going to be like what we're doing now, except just you and me really looking at your business. And what we're going to do is take you through every stage of these 5 factors: the flirt factor, the trust factor, the close factor, the after factor, the rave factor. And we're going to create an evergreen cycle that works uniquely for your business. And we're going to do it over 6 weeks with regular calls starting in July. And the day after, we will have office hours. So if there's something that you need to discuss with me personally, although of course you'll probably be able to discuss it the day before too, but if there's something even more deep, we can do that. And then we'll have a forum, a membership area where we can talk in between. And trust me, I'm on I'm online all the time, so I'll be there for that. So at the end of all of this, what you basically get is a customized pattern for your business that actually connects with people. And we go through whatever it is that you need. This is super customized. It's not off the shelf. This is one-off. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, it's customized to you. And the benefits, of course, are, and I hate selling myself. I hate doing this.
I know, but Lori, you right now, you're not, okay, so forget you selling it, forget it's your program. And guys, you forget it's Lori's program, forget you selling you. We're just talking about features and benefits. So we have a new Evolutionary Marketing program that is only available for 12 people where they're going to get high touch. Those are the features, right? The benefit of taking that program is, Lori?
The benefit is that you are going to have a customized program that you will be able to apply over and over again, that's just basically put into place, that continues to bring customers into you without you really having to try. And people, not just anybody, but people who belong in your community, because the people who are in your program are going to be the same people who are going to go out and talk about you and rave about you and be evangelists and say, hey, you need to go and study with this person or that person, or you need to buy these books, or you need to buy this art, or sign up on this program, whatever it is. So it's something that once you stick it, you put it into place. Now, it's not a magic bullet. I'll tell you that. That is not a benefit, but it's honest. It's not a magic bullet. It definitely is going to take input from you and connection from you. And I'm going to be there to support you through that. And the benefits are, you are going to stand out as an authentic and genuine person over against some shill that's trying to sell the same thing that you're trying to sell. And if that's the kind of person that you are, then you are a candidate for this program, and that's what you're going to get out of it.
So it sounds like, if I'm rephrasing, and guys, jump in if you want to hone in on benefits and features. It sounds like that the biggest benefit will be that people will be able to write in their own voice and connect their own emotions and their own heart and their own transparency to whatever it is that they're writing, their own copy, so that their copy attracts their targets. Because of who they are, not because of 10 converting headlines and 100 tactics for writing emails and all that stuff. It's actually customized for them to find out what makes them tick and then attract people to them based on the copy that they write. Did I nail it, or did I nail it?
You absolutely nailed it. And here's what's interesting. This is a really good example that sometimes you need an outside person to look at your work and to explain it to you because you're too close to it. And that's what this program does. You have me to decipher what it is that you're trying to say and to help you get it out there. And it's like, two heads are better than one. It's the brainstorming, it's the mastermind effect that Napoleon Hill talked about in Think and Grow Rich. So those are, that's exactly right. You nailed it 100%.
So then there is the other benefit is, and Lori, I don't even think that you thought about this, but before we started the hangout, Lori and I always meet like 30 minutes before, and we kind of brainstorm and talk about what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be doing it. And sometimes Sally jumps in behind the scene and we're like, Sally, wait a second. So before we started, Lori was talking about a bonus that she wants to give today. And I don't think it even occurred to you, Lori, that when people get that bonus, that program is basically free.
No, you're exactly right. It didn't. Like I said, you're right. Sometimes people are too close to their own work. So what I wanted to do, because it's this whole 10-day thing is really about coaching and meeting you guys and training. And And of course, I'm going to let you know what things that I have that are going to help you further down the line. And so the evolutionary marketing plan is what that is. But the bonus that I wanted to give for people who take action today is, on top of, you're going to save $500 from the regular rate. And Yafat will show you the link in a second. But besides that, I want to give you me. I want to spend 3 hours with you whenever you like, outside of the program, in addition to all of the time that we'll be spending together, which is going to be a lot. Because like I said, I'm keeping this program small on purpose, because I don't want to be one of those people who just is canvassing and selling to the mass media, not the mass media, to the mass market.
Population. Yep.
Yeah, exactly right. So I want to spend extra time with people who get it today and who want us to who want to take action. And I was going to say, I have to look at my notes because I'm not good at math. I get $7.50 an hour for whenever I do coaching. And so that's for 3 hours is $2,250. $2,250. That's a lot.
It's like the math stuff. It's like, yeah.
I know. That's a lot of it's a lot of time, and it's like we were saying before. So appreciate you guys hanging out here, because time is finite, and you can always make more money. But the time that you spend with me is super valuable to me. It's very touching, and it helps us all.
So here's how you can get that. So if you're on our website of Words That Attract Cash, right here to the top, where you're watching Lori's lovely face right here, right? So we have our little Save $500, and when you click on that, you're gonna get to a page that describes exactly what you're getting. And Lori, when I was looking at this, I was like, okay, why butterflies? Okay.
I know, right? It's so, and why blue? I'm red hot coffee. What the heck? But I'm telling you, this came to me. This just felt so heartfelt. The whole evolutionary marketing plan. It's so different from everything I've done in the past, and it feels just, like I said, heartfelt. So why butterflies? Well, it's kind of standard, I guess, as far as the growth, right? The evolution, changing from a caterpillar to the cocoon to this beautiful butterfly. And that's really what it came from. And I didn't want to go with the butterfly because it seems so cliche, but honestly, it felt right. And then this is what's funny. My assistant actually helped create the colors, which is like blue. Okay. I mean, I love blue, but why blue? And I looked it up online, and it says that the legend of blue butterflies is that they are an agent for change, and that they are good luck, and they grant wishes. And I'm like, that's it. I'm so glad we went with the blue butterflies, because it's absolutely spot on. This is very different from what I've done before. It's taken all of the things that I've learned from the big legends of marketing and taken it to what I call an evolutionary place, because we are in a unique place in history where there's so much noise and so much things vying for our attention, that things do have to shift. They have to pivot. And that's what this is about. This program is about taking what does work as far as evolution, or as far as human nature, and bringing it back to the basics, back to the fundamentals, back to real connection, where we're getting lost from. We're getting separated from that.
Yeah. Yeah. So the benefits are that you can learn how to find your own voice. And actually, this is something I'm super passionate about, because I have some ranting videos out there about what I call the guru fallacy, where you keep trying to model other people, and what happens is you'll never be them, right? If I want to write like Marie Forleo, there's only one Marie Forleo. I'll never be Marie Forleo. I need to find what makes Ifat shine, what Ifat's language is. And if I have a potty mouth, like some people say, it's like, okay, I have a potty mouth, right? But potty, like some people would be attracted to that. They'd be like, oh, okay, I can relate to that. I also like to joke about these things. Other people would be offended. So like Gary Vaynerchuk, right? You either like him, you love him, or you hate him. But like there's a big separation. He connects with you emotionally. You either really can't stand the guy, or you love everything that he does. But he knows his audience, right? He doesn't leave you there kind of like, I'm vanilla. I don't care either way, right? You have strong feelings about him. And when you find that language, when you find that personality, it's like, you said, it attracts people to you. And so I think that is the biggest benefit of that, is like you go through this one-on-one with Lori, and you get her brain on your stuff, and you discover, wow, this is how I write naturally. So now I can write because I'm not sitting there going like, okay, should I use this word or that word? And how does that work? You just be yourself, and being yourself attracts people to you, just like Gabby said.
That's very true. You very well said. Thank you. It is, because everyone watching, listening, whatever, you are unique, as you know. And you can pretend to be somebody else, but it sounds inauthentic. And that's the key. The key is to find your voice and put it out there to the world in a way that is also marketable, but it doesn't dilute who you are as a human being and who you want to do business with. Because to me, it's hard to separate who I am as a business person from who I am as a human being, because I'm me. Some people have different personas at work versus, at play. And I'm not like that. And, if that's the kind of person you are, then that's fine too. But I would challenge you to consider merging those people together, because somehow you always come across as not 100% authentic and not quite trustworthy. People they don't really know what it is, but they're a little on guard when they're around people who are like that. Don't you agree?
Totally. And so now I'm wondering, Paula wrote, tech changes constantly. Humanity will always act like humans. And it's so true. And so, do you guys now have any questions about today's topic is trust? And so we started with who you flirt with, and then how you build trust with the transparency and with authenticity and with rapport, which I think we build in the last 7 days. And then we start talking about like features and benefits, and how benefits contribute to building trust. And we use Lori's program as an example of what the benefit would be when you take the program, which is you'll know how to write in your own voice, you'll get personal support, one-on-one attention with Lori and with the community, versus the features. It's a 6-week program. You get it for free if you join today, because you get the 3 extra hours. You actually get an extra hour. Yes. 2 hours is basically pay for the plan, right?
Well, exactly right. And there are other bonuses that are listed on that link at evolutionarymarketingplan.com. But it's only the 3 hours are only for today. If you sign up before tomorrow's call,
there you go.
That's cool.
So yeah, because you want to play with the replays, right? We want to have the replays also be available for that. Yeah.
Yes, but I don't have that much time to give to everybody, and I want to, when I give my time, I really want to be there and be happy about it. And that's why I'm limiting that bonus to only today.
So Lori, Sally reminded us that you mentioned you're going to talk about how to fix broken trust.
How to fix broken trust. I did say that, and I'm going to talk about that in the after factor. I'm sorry. Oh, little teaser alert right there. But
so that's day 10, the after factor. That's going to be in 3
no,
days.
No, day 9.
Day 9.
Yes.
So in 2 days.
So that's the day after tomorrow. I'll tell you how to fix broken trust. And
so Sally, you're gonna just have to come back again.
I'm sorry.
Like, boo.
I know.
So that's awesome. So are there any tactics? Oops, I keep going like that. Are there any strategies, not tactics, strategies that aside from being honest and real and not faking it on, putting stuff in your copy that you're never going to deliver on, any other easy ways to build trust?
Well, building trust is something that's done over time, right? You don't just trust someone immediately, usually, right? That you meet on the street. So it's something that's built over time. So one of the things that you want to do when you're building trust is to have a consistent form of contact, like we're doing here, right? With the 10-day live event, which is super fun, but also sending out emails, being on social media, being on Facebook, being visual, being out there, that people start trusting you when they start seeing you on a regular basis and when you're in their lives. Like, for example, how many of you have been on Facebook and suddenly somebody from your high school contacts you that you like, oh, wow, I don't even remember you hardly, and you want me to be your friend? So it's like you want someone who's in your life all the time, or that's not even the perfect example. There's also the creepy folder, the creepy emails that I hear about. You have in Facebook, there's the other folder, and then there's your friends folder. And if you ever look in your other folder, I don't know if you ever do this.
I'm not a Facebook person, so.
Oh, well, anyway. There's a lot of scary stuff in there of people like, oh, you're sexy. And it's not,
yeah.
Not just me. I'm telling you, I hear this, everybody gets these. I don't know where they come from or whatever. But at any rate, those aren't the people that you're going to trust. You're going to trust people that you are familiar with. And so you do want to have a situation where you're in touch with people on a regular basis. You have to come up with what you can't do it all. Trust me, I've tried. There's no way you can keep up with all the social media. What are there like? There's literally thousands of social media. I mean, we have the top ones we know, but there's a bunch of other ones. I think the young whippersnappers, the young kids they don't even go on Facebook. They go on, I forget what they go on.
Snapchat.
They go on Snapchat, but there's another one.
Instagram.
I'll have to ask my son.
Instagram.
But at any rate, if you're looking for millennials, stay off of Facebook because they're not there. So you can't do everything is my point. So what you need to do is to find what works for you that you can do consistently. If you want to do a podcast, do a podcast. Have a schedule and be there delivering it on a regular basis. I mean, this sounds so basic, and it is basic. It's human. It's what your parents probably taught you, show up, be there, be ready, and deliver. That's it. So that builds trust, but it's something that happens over time, and it's about picking what works best for you.
And you know what? It's also very interesting that you are who you are who you say you are. So if you say that you care, and you really, care about every person there, and you answer everything and all that stuff, and then someone emails you and they never hear back, that's a trust breaker, right? It's like your words and your action have to match what you're putting out there.
Yes, that's a really good point. I'm one of the few experts who will actually answer her own email. I love answering my own email. I literally have chats back and forth with people who from this as well. I mean, I've talked with Wendy and with Sally and Bonnie and Paula and Will and a bunch of people. But if you don't respond back, and I'm not saying you can't have systems. I'm not saying you can't be scalable and grow things. But if you don't start from a place of authenticity, then what you're growing is BS. It's not good. It's not going to be authentic to you. And if that doesn't matter to you, that's fine. Then you know, that's like, again, that's
good luck.
Good luck. Right. Exactly. That's not who I am, and that's okay. But the people who I enjoy working with are people who actually do care, who really do want to make a connection with humanity. And Paula, you said that so beautifully, that tech changes all the time and humanity really doesn't. Sometimes that's not a good thing. You know what? We are what we are.
And you know what's great though? What's great is that we have the technology here today that allows us to connect face to face, and you kind of get the live event experience, you know, while you still sleep in your own bed. You don't have to travel or anything. You just show up here. And like Cheryl just did, you talk to Lori face to face. So the technology now basically allows you to get that high touch level of engagement and personality and humanity, and really, you know, go fast on your business, get the help that you really need from wherever you need it. So so what we started with the rant at the beginning, and we're out of time. So
my gosh,
that's like Jimmy Kimmel, you're out of time. Remember that one?
Was it like Matt Damon can't come on?
Yes. So we are out of time, but we started at the beginning with just saying like, hey, we are spending all this awesome time here together, sharing awesome information, but you guys need actionable items specific to your own business. Otherwise, this is just another YouTube video that you could binge watch whenever it's done. The real benefit is being here live, picking Lori's brain, taking action, and just growing day after day after day, so that you have something at the end of it that pays your rent and gives you the freedom that you want and the lifestyle that you want. And actually, you know, you're excited to wake up in the morning. So hopefully that's it. And anything else to add about that, or you want to talk about what we do tomorrow?
But let's talk about tomorrow. I mean, absolutely. Let me just remind you again, it's today only between now and our next call tomorrow. If you do register for the Evolutionary Marketing Plan, you get extra 3 hours with me, which is actually kind of a benefit for me, because I love getting in real deep with people's businesses. So if you do register today, you get that for free on top of all the other bonuses that are listed at evolutionarymarketingplan.com. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to close people. Whoa, wow. This is what it's all about. Let's talk about exchanging money, and I'm going to give you some tactics that you can take to the bank, literally. They're going to work as a heartfelt, authentic person. You know what I mean? It's not just grabbing people's money. It's going to be amazing.
So same time, same place, right here. Tomorrow we're going to do the close. Today you can get Lori's Evolutionary Plan for free, in a way, plus 3 extra hours. And that's it. If you have any questions about trust, if you have any questions about benefits and features, if you have any questions about the flirt factor, if you don't know who your target is yet, put them in the comments. Lori does read them up until tomorrow, for the next 24 hours. We'll read them.
Yes.
And Gabby, we're going to discuss how long these videos are going to be up. So come tomorrow, you'll find out.
Yeah, exactly. You guys, thanks again. It means so much to me that you take time out of your day to hang out and chat with us and
have fun.
Share. Thank you.